Fox 5 News at 10 starts now.
A day after Chris Beard bolts for Texas Tech, UNLV hires a new head basketball coach. Who will lead the Runnin Rebels next season and how fans are reacting? And Governor Brian Sandoval makes an endorsement for our next president. That's according to one of the candidates. And it's been around for decades, but sporting goods store Sport Chalet is closing its doors for good.
This is Fox 5 News at 10, local, Las Vegas.
UNLV announced a new head basketball coach about 24 hours after the last one left the program. I'm Elizabeth Watts. Thanks for joining us tonight. Former New Mexico State head coach Marvin Menzies was picked to lead the Runnin Rebels next season. Fox 5's Abby Tedros, she joins us live from the Thomas and Mack Center with more on the shakeup and some of the fallout that happened in the past few days. Just craziness with this program. Abby.
Good evening, Elizabeth. Well, these last couple of days, as you mentioned, have been quite the whirlwind for Rebels fans. So first, Chris Beard was named the head coach of the men's basketball program last week. Fast forward a couple of days, and he ditches UNLV for Texas Tech. And then the university announces that Marvin Menzies is their pick. But with this entire ordeal, the question is, will the fans accept Menzies with open arms? So what do you think about the new men's basketball program hire? If you've talked to any Rebel basketball fans lately, you've likely heard about the confusing last couple of weeks and crazy past couple of days.
Our old coach that we got, he left us for Texas, and honestly, what he did is, I don't think it's cool.
After an unusually short stint as head coach, Chris Beard ditched UNLV for Texas Tech, leaving the Rebels coachless. But on Saturday, school officials announced Marvin Menzies as his replacement. Fox 5 went to UNLV's baseball stadium to ask Rebels what they thought of the shakeup, and their opinions were mixed.
I hope it's just not a stepping stone job anymore. Like, if he does too good, he'll move on, and if he doesn't do good, and get another guy in here in 4 years. So I'm just kind of holding my breath.
I just hope he stays. UNLV needs a good coach, and New Mexico's always had a good coach.
However, Rebel fans on social media sang a different tune. A lot of people showing frustration with the hiring process altogether. In this tweet, a fan questions if Menzies has the ability to reel in an unstable department, while this tweeter calls the entire ordeal a slap in the face. Meanwhile, this New Mexico State alum says Menzies has proven himself more than once and believes he's the real deal.
Being a New Mexico State alumni, it's a huge loss for us, and it's going to be a big gain for everybody in Las Vegas and UNLV. It'll be really exciting to watch him, and I have to be a UNLV fan now for sure.
And for Rebels who aren't convinced just yet, this decades-long fan hopes other fans will go into the upcoming season with an open mind.
I hope that everybody gives him a chance and that we all support him and we have a good year.
So the fans you heard from in that story were pretty understanding about the process, but a lot of the people that we talked to off camera were very frustrated and upset. Some of them even told us that they were going to cancel their season tickets for the basketball season. So a lot of mixed emotions today, a lot of mixed emotions going into the upcoming season. So we'll see what happens. And coming up at 10:30, we'll tell you more about Menzies, the head coach. Reporting live, Abby Tedros, Fox 5 News, local Las Vegas.
Yeah, a lot of the fans are wanting Stacey Augmon or George Karl, but we've got Marvin Menzies now, and hopefully everything starts to settle down when the contract gets approved. Abby, thank you. And UNLV hoping to get the coach's contract to the Board of Regents by Monday morning, so that way it can be discussed and approved at their regularly scheduled meeting on Friday. So let's recap how we got here. Chris Beard was introduced as UNLV's head coach just last week. Well, this week, Thursday morning, I tweeted out that I got a tip from a credible source saying Chris Beard had visited Lubbock overnight. My source in Texas, close with the Texas Tech athletic department. And then the drama unfolded. Beard was back at UNLV Thursday morning, but Thursday night he met with Tech officials here in town. And by Friday morning, we got the official word from UNLV that he was gone. Beard used to be a coach at Tech under Bobby Knight. He also has 3 daughters who live in Texas. UNLV gets a $1 million buyout from his contract. To politics now, Nevada Governor Brian Sandoval endorses John Kasich for the Republican nominee for president, but he did not make the announcement the Ohio governor did during a campaign stop in New York.
Governor Sandoval has now endorsed me, the very popular governor of Nevada, which is really a thrill for me because he's a terrific guy. He's got like a 80% approval rating, or that's not that high, but he's very, very popular. Restored the state, so really great gift. Sandoval, he's a wonderful guy, and I'm thrilled to have him.
Governor Sandoval will also serve as a national co-chair on Kasich's campaign. Last month, he said he would support whoever became the GOP nominee. But last week, he said he was taking it one day at a time when it came to supporting Donald Trump. Sandoval also says he hopes Kasich will gain more momentum in the race. Governor Brian Sandoval has not officially released a statement about the endorsement, but his representatives referred us to a statement from Kasich's campaign. In it, Sandoval says John Kasich is the only candidate in the race with a real plan to deliver results, and he is the only Republican who can defeat Hillary Clinton in the fall. Sports Chalet going out of business and closing up shop. 47 stores are closing, including 3 here in Southern Nevada. The retail sporting goods chain posted online today that it started the process of closing all stores, and it has closed its online store. The store on Marks near Sunset already shut down. There's one in Summerlin and one at Rainbow and 215. Those are expected to stay open until they run out of stock and give customers the opportunity to use their remaining rewards and gift cards.
You know, we shop here all the time. Myself and my family, we shop here all the time. So, yeah, I was a little taken aback. I wasn't looking, I didn't think they were going to close.
Customers asked to pick up any equipment left in stores for repair by April 29th. They also want any of their equipment returned before that date as well. The wind sticks around for another day, and it kicks up that dust around our valley. Les is here. Let's get a first look at weather from him.
Yeah, boy, but at least wasn't as bad as we had experienced on Friday. I got to tell you, one of the roughest days with winds here in the Las Vegas Valley, and it continued for part of the evening last night. Then the advisory was lifted for the Las Vegas Valley for a short period of time. We were still under advisory status as we went into Saturday, and by Saturday evening, things had calmed down quite nicely. Not bad right now as well. If we take a look outside, our temperature 68 degrees. We've got a north-northeast wind at just 7 miles per hour. Humidity at 12%. Today's high was 79 degrees. Our normal daytime high is 78. The record's 95, which was set back in 1989. The bottom line for us here is that we are going to continue to see some decent weather here for the remainder of the weekend. Maybe a little bit of a breeze component, but look at these numbers. 72 at noon tomorrow. By 5 o'clock it'll be 76, and at 7 o'clock tomorrow evening it'll be 73 degrees. All this being said, after tomorrow, we're going to start to see the daytime temperatures rising, and we are going to be potentially in the 90s by the time we get to the middle of the week. I'll tell you about that and tell you about yet another potential wind event coming our way by the end of next week. I'll tell you about that in a few minutes from now. Elizabeth, back to you.
Les, thanks. An inmate is dead after being attacked at a Nevada state prison. The Nevada Department of Corrections says the prisoner was Ralph Goodman. It happened at High Desert State Prison. That's about 30 miles outside Las Vegas. Officials say 2 inmates charged at him. Officers tried to use pepper spray on them, but it did not work. The attackers stabbed Goodman after knocking him to the ground. He died before first responders arrived. Goodman was serving 2 life sentences for first-degree murder. A driver is critically injured in a crash that appeared to be caused by impairment and speeding. 2 vehicles collided around 3 in the morning at the intersection of Centennial Parkway and Aliante. North Las Vegas police say speeding did play a part in the crash and possibly DUI. Both drivers were taken to the hospital, one in critical condition. The other had minor injuries. The RTC says it's working with Metro Police after a bus driver shot a passenger during a fight. This happened Friday night near Blue Diamond and Dean Martin. Police say the driver told the rider to get off the bus, and the two had an altercation outside before the passenger was shot. The rider was treated for a gunshot wound to the left arm. No one else was on the bus at the time. Police say the driver was detained for questioning, but they have not said if the passenger was arrested. Keolis Transit America, which provides bus drivers to the RTC, says drivers cannot carry firearms. RTC of Southern Nevada officials say they cannot comment on the ongoing investigation, but they did release a statement that reads, "We are working very closely with Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, and we remain committed to providing a safe public transportation system." A gunman is wanted after a deadly shooting in North Las Vegas. Officers found a man suffering from a gunshot wound outside a neighborhood around 11 Friday night on Carroll Street. That's near Civic Center and Lake Mead. Police say the 34-year-old died at UMC. The victim's stepfather says the family tried to save him.
My fiance woke me up about the commotion. When I come out here, he was laying on the ground out here. And his brother was reviving him. His brother had done revived him.
No one has been arrested, but police believe this was not random. Anyone with information, though, should call North Las Vegas Police or Crime Stoppers, 702-385-5555. Nellis Air Force Base welcomes the first woman commander of the 57th Wing. Brigadier General Jeannie Leavitt officially took command during a ceremony Friday. She replaces Christopher Short. The 57th is the Air Force's largest composite wing. It's in charge of flying operations at Nellis. Leavitt became the Air Force's first female fighter pilot in 1993. Before taking command, she served as the principal military assistant to the Secretary of Defense. What happens here stays here, and visitors are spending more money on their vacations in Las Vegas. That's according to a visitor profile study from the LVCVA. The new report shows spending went up for hotels, shows, food, drinks, and transportation. The largest jump was for the shows. Visitors paid on average about $62 for headliners, comedians, or lounge acts. The tourism board also says the length of stays increased to more than 4 days. Coming up, the fight continues to bring back solar energy to Nevada. Which city leader came out to show his support and what he says about the Public Utilities Commission. Plus, 2 hikers injured in separate incidents at Red Rock. How far they fell down and how they're doing. Plus, horsing around, where a new equestrian park and trail open here in the valley and what it offers. With the warmer weather, many are starting to head outdoors and enjoy the nature, but an important reminder that can be dangerous and you have to take caution. 2 people were hurt in separate falls at Red Rock Canyon today. Metro Police say there were 2 rescues, one at Black Velvet Canyon and one at Icebox Canyon. Police say a person fell about 40 feet at Black Velvet Canyon. That's near Highway 160 west of Charleston. They suffered minor injuries, and at Icebox Canyon, search and rescue helped a person with a broken ankle. 2 missing people at Lake Mead have been found. They were on a raft near the Cottonwood Cove area when it happened. They went missing. Lake Mead Park officials say they both were able to rescue themselves after swimming to shore, so no one was hurt. Officials say the wind was up to 20 miles an hour in the area. Very dangerous. And in Colorado, the spring snow causes some flight delays this weekend. This storm dumped more than 20 inches in the foothills. Nearly 700 flights have been canceled at the Denver International Airport. United canceled all of its inbound and outbound flights. FlightAware.com shows nearly 100 flights have already been canceled for tomorrow. Unbelievable. Well, back here in the valley, dozens are working to gain more support in the battle for solar energy in Nevada. Bring Back Solar Alliance held an official petition drive at Lorenzi Park. They're rallying to collect more signatures to bring it back. This comes after the Public Utilities Commission voted in February to keep new rates for existing rooftop solar customers. It now takes effect in 12 years and reduces the payback for the extra energy sold back. Mayor Pro Tem Steve Ross for Las Vegas stopped by to show his support.
We should be the #1 capital when it comes to the solar industry right here in Southern Nevada, and the Public Utilities Commission has said the wrong message to the residents of Nevada, and we need to fix that.
I'm down to 4 guys. That's all we have left. Everybody's lost their job, unfortunately, and no installations since January, so it's been pretty rough.
The Alliance plans to take more than 55,000 signatures to the ballot this November. Horse lovers have a new place in the valley to call their own. It is the grand opening of a Lone Mountain Equestrian Park and Trail. The new space has a covered practice area, 2 riding pens, and 2 parking lots, including one for horse trailers. There's also a horse-themed playground for the mini pony riders in your family.
Today we celebrate the Equestrian and the Trail project that is now complete, and it's wonderful. There's been a tremendous demand in the Northwest for an equestrian facility like this, and the people have just been extremely pleased with the end result.
Another feature is a 2-mile trail that circles the park. It's made for horseback riders, but joggers and walkers are welcome too.